Hey guys, it's Miss Gross. I'm going to go over the IXL AA5 area of circles with you. The first thing that you need to remember is to find the area of a circle. You need to multiply pi by the radius squared. And so when you're doing that, go ahead and write that down. Area equals pi, and if you're not sure how to write the pi button, it's down here, this one right here, pi times the radius squared. And just some things to remember. The radius squared is when you multiply the radius by itself. Radius times radius. The radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the outside of the circle. So in this one, we have the radius, and the radius is 4. So we're going to square 4, and then we're going to multiply by pi. IXL tells you to use 3.14 for pi. 3.14 is how we approximate pi because pi is an irrational number, and so we can't have it, it goes on and on forever. So we approximate it by saying it's about 3.14. So when we're putting these in, we're going to do pi, which is 3.14 approximately, and times the radius squared. So on this one, 4 times 3.14. So remember 4 times 4 is 16, and then 16 times 3.14 would be 50.24, and that's how you would get that one. Let's see what the next one looks like. Oh, this one's going to be an easy one. 1 kilometer. So we're going to square 1, and 1 times 1 is 1, and then we're going to multiply it by 3.14. So we're going to get 3.14 here. And the next one, 2. So we're going to square 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and then we're going to do 4 times 3.14. And we're going to get 12.56. And sometimes we're not going to have, this one we are, the radius. Sometimes it's going to give us the diameter. So when it gets to a problem where we have the diameter. So this one we're going to do 9 squared. 9 times 9 is 81. And then 81 times 3.14, 254.34. And this one, it's giving you the diameter. Now, the radius is the distance from the center to the fixed point. The diameter is the distance all the way across. So if you know the diameter is 4, to get the radius, you would take half of it. So half of 4 would be 2. So then we do 3.14 times 2 squared. And so it would be 4 times 3.14. And be 12.56. And before I hit submit on this, I want to bring up a point. Now, because of 2, the way 2 works, 2 squared and 2 times 2 are the same thing. But when you get to 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers like that, it's not going to work. So don't just double it. Don't take half of it and then double it because you're doing the same thing. Make sure that you square it. You multiply it by itself. And I'll get to a problem that will tell you what I'm talking about. That shows you more what I'm talking about. This one is just a larger number, but it still has the radius. So we're going to do 19 squared. 19 times 19, that's 361, and we're going to multiply it by 3.14. And that is 1,133.54 square meters. Here's one where this is the one I was talking about. It's the diameter, it's the distance all the way across. So we want the distance halfway across. We want its radius, so it would be 3. And then when we square 3, we get 9. And that's why I said don't double it. Make sure you square it. So it would be 9 times 3.14. And it would be 28.26. Be sure to take notes on these as you're watching this video to help you. Just a couple things to remember. If you want to draw a circle, and if you want to put the from the point to the center to the outside and label that R or radius. If you want to draw a line all the way through and label that diameter, and you may want to put on your notes, radius is half diameter. And then you want to make sure that you put area equals pi times radius squared. And then you might want to put pi is approximately, and to do the approximately, we don't put the equal sign, we put, let me see if I can draw on here. I don't think it'll let me draw unless I'm on Zoom. You'll put like two little squiggly lines. So it looks like equal sign, but your lines are squiggly. And so that means approximately. And when we're in class, I'll show you what that looks like. So let's do a couple more. I'm going to jump a level to see what the harder questions look like. Diameter is 34. What's its area? So if you got the diameter of 34, then the radius would be half of that. So it'd be 17. So we're going to do 17 squared. 17 times 17. 17 times 17 is 289. And then we're going to multiply that by 3.14. And that is 907.46. And let me see if they won't let me jump even harder level there. So I think those are the most of the toughest questions that you're going to get on here. So just remember, area is pi times the radius squared. The radius is from the center to the outside of the circle, so it'd be halfway across. And remember, when you're squaring something, you're multiplying it by itself. And 3.14 is what we use to approximate pi. I hope this video helps you, and I hope you do really well on this assignment.